Oh my God. Oh my God. This is like the Olympian miscommunication. You talk, they misunderstand. You talk, they misunderstand. This particular hell would have killed me because I couldn't change it, control it, direct it, guide it, steer it, fix it, heal it, love the person through it. No. Before you really go blaming yourself, I want you to really start looking at synastry. Now, let me tell you the 10 worst aspects in synastry. My friends, we are going to have a very interesting video today. I am going to talk to you today about the 10 worst aspects in synastry. So when you take your chart with another person's chart, you want to see what the different pieces of you, the different planets in you, where they show up in the other person's chart. So like, why did you not get along with your father? Why did you hate your brother? Why did you not like that boss? Why did your relationship go awry? These are synastry questions. Now, let me tell you, you can overcome really difficult synastry aspects. And how do you do that? What's the big key? Let me blow your mind. Let me give you like the golden key to paradise right now. That depends on your mental health. Yes, and theirs. So are you a healthy person? If you're a healthy person, you can take these worst aspects and you can actually create a challenge out of them that grows you. It's almost like if you're a downhill snow skier and you are facing a hill that has a drop like that. I don't know. I couldn't do it without training, right? I need to train. I need to be a very healthy, very fit person. And then I could probably face that and I could probably maybe do it and I could probably stick my landing or whatever. But what I'm saying is how healthy are you? How healthy is the other person? Some people you cannot fix. But if you are here studying with me, I want to tell you right now, you're a pretty healthy person. Why? Because you care about the evolution of your soul. You care about your soul's contract. You care about your life. You care deeply. You are in a reflective state, gleaning knowledge. You are on a quest to learn the truth about you, them, and life. So I want to tell you, I have some of these hard aspects with the people that I love in my life, and they have grown me. They stretch me. So without these hard aspects, you will take other people for granted. You will not grow as deeply in your soul. So people are meant to challenge you. If you have Sagittarius and Mercury, are you only supposed to deal with people who have Sagittarius and Mercury? No. Go try on a Virgo and Mercury. It's not simple for Sagittarius and Mercury, but that you can end up a better person having to tap dance and be on your toes and learn how to talk to somebody who is so totally different than you than just talking to a person who's exactly like you. So I think these worst aspects are challenge aspects and they are growth aspects. And these aspects will grow you faster than any easy aspect, any harmonious aspect. So look at your chart and go see what aspect is it in with another person's chart. And we're going to go deeply into it. And I hope you get a lot of compassion for your relationships out of this. Like, oh, that's why that person really, really, really annoys me. The universe is so friggin' testing me or trying to kill me, one or the other, you know. So these hard aspects can create obsession or exhaustion. They can be over attachment or just a complete unraveling. You can feel madly in love, like, oh my God, I don't know why I'm so obsessed, or kind of low key traumatized, or maybe just traumatized. And so before you really go blaming yourself and feeling, filled with guilt and shame and all of that, and you blame your inner child and your childhood, and also before you blame them or their mother or the way they grew or their Saturn return, I want you to really start looking at synastry. We're going to get into synastry in my Athena Academy. It's going to be really, really cool. It's not going to be a foundational course, but if you come learn with me at the Athena Academy of Astrology next year, we're going to get deep into synastry. And synastry is really important. Now, if you get your bi-wheel with me, you can go buy your Synastry buy wheel. So that puts you on the inside and your lover on the outside. You'll get an aspect grid. And in that aspect grid, you can see which aspects your planets make to one another. So that's why I love my gorgeous natal charts, my gorgeous buy wheel charts. So go get your buy wheel with you and your lover, and you can read. If you can't even read the circle, it's okay, because you'll be able to read the key. You could also get the lover's package, because the lover's package will give you the charts, and it will give you the report. And in the report, you will see the aspects that your synastry makes. And so I make it easy for you to learn with me. And you don't have to know everything on your own. You can buy a chart or a report. In this case, go get the lover's package. It's going to be awesome. If you can't afford the lover's package, which I really recommend, go get the lover's report and follow along with this video, because it will make this video 10 times more valuable. When you understand your synastry with another person, you understand not just what you feel about them, you understand what they feel about you, and you also understand what the two of you alchemize together. What do you create together? It's huge. So I'm going to talk to you today about the 10 hardest. Now, let me tell you, I did this with just the 10 hardest aspects in your own natal chart. And I had to do part 1, part 2, and part 3, because there are so many. In Synastry, they're a little bit different because you guys each have 10 planets. And so we're going to go into it. You'll see what I mean. There's more than 10 people. There's way more than 10. And I don't even know if these are the worst of the worst of the worst, but these are really rough. These are really, really tough, but you can grow. Even my husband and I have some of these. For example, we have Mercury square Mercury. It's a really hard aspect. I'm going to talk about it, but his Mercury goes well with my sun, right? And my Mercury goes well with his Venus. This is just an example. And because of that, because his Mercury and my sun go together, he really wants to understand my soul. And because my Mercury goes well with his Venus, I do not want to hurt his feelings. I care. I want him to feel loved through our conversation. But when you leave us raw and unfiltered, we do come to conclusions very differently. I am so passionate about the things I believe in. And my husband, Joe, he is very dispassionate. He is all logic and all facts. And he's like, can you prove it? And I'm like, yeah, I can prove it. And he's like, prove it. And so I prove it to him. See, I'm proving it to you. He goes, that doesn't prove anything. Who knows where you got that from? Oh my God. Okay, I'll go prove it to you that I proved it to you. Anyways, it makes me better. It makes me a little bit less passionate and a little bit more logical in my discord. So what I'm saying is you can grow by these aspects if you love the person enough, if you are compassionate enough, and if you truly understand that he's not saying that because he's attacking me. He's saying that because that's how his mental processor actually works. That's not how mine works. Yes, I'm logical and all that, but I am not dispassionate about anything. And I should be. I actually should care a little less. I would be way, way, way freer. You know, he was going through this hellish time. And this particular hellish time is so hellish, I don't even want to speak about it. It was so bad, and it's deeply personal, but he was living in hell. This particular hell would have killed me, because I couldn't change it, control it, direct it, guide it, steer it, fix it, heal it, love the person through it. No. And I just said, how are you like walking around the earth, you know, ooh, let me pour a glass of orange juice, you know. And he's like, what can I do? He understands the power of surrender in a way that my passionate ass doesn't. Right? So I can learn from that. I can't be like that, but I can learn. So that's just an example. So I want you to grab your chart, grab their chart, grab the chart of a person that you know that is probably bad for you. And we're going to dive in. Look at a person who is really good for you. Look at their chart with yours, and then look at a chart of a person who's really bad for you. You will forgive yourself. You'll see. This is an exercise in forgiveness. Okay, so I think one of the hardest, and this can be with your boss, your coworker, your child, your parent, your lover, your neighbor, it doesn't matter. You go figure it out. Go figure it out. And you don't even need their exact birth time unless they're born when the moon is changing. But the moon stays in a sign for 2.5 days. So some days the moon does not change signs. And so you can know someone's moon sign pretty easily, just if you know their birthday, not even their time. So when your moon squares their moon, so if you have a fixed moon and they have a fixed moon, that's square. If you have a cardinal moon and they have a cardinal moon, that's a square. If you have a mutable moon and they have a mutable moon, that's a square. This is like, God, your emotional concept of life, what you care about, how you feel nurtured or loved, completely clash. So you might want reassurance and they want space. And you're like, what? How could you want space? Let's say something horrible happens, like a loved one dies. Well, the way you cope is to connect. The way they cope is alone time. And you're like, I can't be alone right now. Please don't leave me alone. I can't be with someone right now. Please don't be with me. I can't even talk to you. I can't make it be all about you and talk out loud right now. I need to go be alone, but I need to be with someone. We'll get a stuffed animal. Well, what the hell, right? So one can be a feeler and one can be an intellectualizer. One can cry and one can be locked in their stoicism. One wants solutions and one wants comfort. And so the surprising truth is that moon square moon couples can love each other emotionally, but they kind of have to work twice as hard because you have to step in the shoes constantly and chronically around what this other person needs. And emotional misunderstandings are constant. Here's an example. My mom is a Taurus moon. She is steady. She is stable. I could pop into her house right now and I know what to expect. And my dad, that's my stepdad. I call him my dad now because my dad passed away many years ago, as most of you know. He has a Sagittarius moon and he gets cabin fever. And here's what's weird about that. Those moons clash. They're called a quincunx, but they clash, right? Taurus moon, Sagittarius moon, they have very different emotional needs. The reason why over time, like 45 years now, the reason why over time it works is because of the stability of the Taurus moon. And the Taurus moon can create a reliable and stable sense for the Sagittarius moon to pop off and go in 1,000 different directions and be not stable, to be honest. Like Sagittarius moon feels giant things all the time. I did a whole video on the Sagittarius moon if you guys want to watch it, and Taurus moon. And you know Taurus moon is one of my favorite moons. But what I'm saying is the Taurus moon person actually creates the stability for the Sagittarius moon person to be mutable, right? And so sometimes in the square, one person can make it better for both. So I just want to tell you that in the beginning, I think this moon combination is very difficult. It is very easy to truly dislike somebody who is square to your moon. So think about your square. If you are Aries moon, you are going to struggle with Cancer moons and Capricorn moons. If you are a Taurus moon, you are going to struggle with Aquarius moons and Leo moons. If you are a Gemini, you're really going to struggle with the squares to Gemini, and on and on and on. That's moon square moon. I'm not talking sun moon. I'm talking moon square moon because this is the vulnerable, tender side of you. Okay, I'm talking too long. The next one I want to say is Mercury square Mercury. I mean, oh my God, this is like the Olympian miscommunication. It's like you talk, they misunderstand. You talk, they misunderstand. I swear to God, I just had this conversation tonight where I literally said 10 positive things and the person actually literally heard with their ears the negative thing that I said. And they said it was because I spoke without conviction, enthusiasm, or passion. What? I said 10 positive things. You heard them negatively because I didn't deliver them in a way that you could interpret as positive. I'm sorry. It isn't what I meant. That's Mercury square Mercury. So who do you have Mercury square Mercury with? oh my God, you are going to be misunderstood, but it's an opportunity to learn another language. So you're speaking Chinese, I'm speaking English, and we have Mercury square Mercury. It's an opportunity for you to learn English and me to learn Chinese. Yeah, it's really tough. And your voice may even be annoying. The things you think about might be annoying. You might be in fantasy, they might be in reality. You might be an artist and they're a scientist. You might want to be on land and they want to be at the freaking beach, and they think all these positive things about the beach and you think all these positive things, right? And so you might see how their beliefs are hypocritical. And they might see how your beliefs are nonsensical. So that Mercury square Mercury is humongous. It is humongous. It is big. I almost think it's equally as hard as the moon square moon, because the moon square moon is your heart is squashed. The Mercury square Mercury, they have to be right. They have to be on top. They have to dominate. They have to be combative. They don't get you. They don't hear you. They don't listen to you. They don't like what you're saying. It's like exhausting. But let me give you an example of how Mercury square Mercury can really, really work. My husband has Mercury in Aquarius and I have Mercury in Scorpio. They're not square, but they're square by sign, but not by aspect. So what's really cool about this aspect is, hold on, I don't know if you guys know this about me, but I worked in the arts for much of my life before astrology. I started astrology at around 28 years old. Anyways, I worked at the Augusta Ballet and I was the administrative director, the executive director role. I ran the business side of ballet, but I was a dance minor and an acting major in college, and a fine arts major, art history major, actually. But I got a fine arts degree. Anyways, what I'm saying is that I'm very much in a artistic mind, if you will. And my husband is statistics and analytics galore. He is so phenomenal with, if a man in a yellow hat came in with a man in a red hat, how many men in blue hats saw them? That. He's just phenomenal. I'm not great at that. I'm great at allegory and hypotheticals and metaphors. Anyways, he told me, I took him to his very first musical. He did not even know that a musical, can you believe this? He did not know that in a musical, they don't talk, they only sing. And he's like, when are they going to do the talking? I go, oh no, the whole thing is singing. He's like, what? I can't understand. So I whispered to him through the whole thing. I kind of got in trouble of what was happening, and like, look at this and look at that. And I showed him how to see symbolism in the theater. Sorry. And I showed him how to watch a musical. He said, I've never in my life even seen a musical. I've only seen plays. And I'm like, a musical is not a play. Play is the spoken word. A musical is a song. Now, some musicals have some talking, but not all. A lot of musicals are all singing, like very little talking and mostly songs. But in this particular musical, there was very, very, very little talking. I'm like, oh no, there's no talking in this show. He was like, what? I don't know if I can sit through this whole thing. I don't understand what I'm seeing. I don't get what's going on. I wasn't that actor just that actor? And I'm like, yeah. Anyways, this is the cutest story. He told me when we were done, he was like, Meredith, I would not have been able to, think of Hamilton. There's really no talking in Hamilton. This wasn't Hamilton that we saw, but he was like, I wouldn't have been able to even know how to see or think. It's like you made the whole thing come alive for me. That's Mercury square Mercury in a healthy way. Now, the same thing happens when we're watching a sports game. I can't even see where the ball went. Like, what? That was a foul, right? And so you can really grow from a Mercury square Mercury because it makes you question your own. If you're healthy, it makes you try to understand tone, forces you into understanding different intent. It forces you to question. It forces yourself to understand the vibrational aspect and energy of what the other person is saying. Imagine going to another country, not being able to read the signs or speak the language, and you have to figure out if somebody is friend or foe by tone, body language, by energy, right? That's Mercury square Mercury. And so it can grow you. And it's like you might feel like you need couples therapy, But really and truly, what you just need is patience, love, compassion, empathy, and understanding. So, do you have this with somebody in your life? Go look up everybody in your life. Like, why does my mom get me so well? Oh, our Mercuries are sextile. Oh, my brother gets me because, our Mercuries are conjunct. Or, oh, this is why I really don't like that person. This is why they're on my nerves. Like just the tone of their voice. What? I do not want to have to listen to you. If there is somebody whose voice you just cannot stand, like it's nails on a chalkboard, go look and see what your Mercuries are doing to one another. It is annoying. Okay, my friends, the next one, you've probably already guessed it, Mars square Mars. It is, oh my God, combative and fighting, and it's not fun and it is not cute. So, where is your Mars? That's the first thing you have to figure out. This is the time I want to invite you to go buy a buy wheel. It's in my shop Soul Navigation. You might have to scroll to the last page of products. Go get your buy wheel and figure it out. You can also get the lovers package. Now, you guys are going to trigger each other. So you want to figure out what your Mars sign is. And let's say you're a Pisces Mars. Well, you're going to have two squares. Everybody has two squares to their Mars sign. So in Pisces, how you figure out a square is you have to know your opposition. You kind of have to know the mutable signs if you're Pisces. And your opposition is Virgo, right? And so the two other mutable signs are Gemini and Sagittarius. Those are your squares if you have Pisces. So I want you to figure out what signs are square to your Mars. And these people are going to challenge you, irritate you. They are going to trigger you. They are going to push your buttons, but there will be motivation. There will be motivation to win. There will be motivation to conquer. And I can tell you a surprising truth. If this is a lover, there's a lot of sexual chemistry with this, but it's kind of like breakup sex, or it's kind of like, let's have sex because this might be the last time I see you. Right. And so this can be kind of combative too. And I also want to say that this can be rough sex. This can be sex that wasn't 100% consensual, maybe 50% consensual, but it wasn't all the way. And it might have felt like, you took that too far, or I didn't say yes, or you didn't wait for my yes, right? So you guys, I want you to leave us a comment with whatever you feel comfortable sharing. Do you have this aspect? Have you experienced this? These could be, if you both are healthy, really, really good arguments to have. There's passion, there's conflict, there's a desire to win and dominate. Hopefully, all of that is done in a really, really constructive way. This is like you guys can make up, but then you can have an argument or a fight over how you made up. Like, yeah, but it wasn't good enough, So it's like make up, tear down, make up, tear down. It's conflicts, it's chaotic. So the next one I want to say is Venus square Saturn. And by the way, if you have this Venus square Saturn, so this is the first time that we're using two different planets, so this could show up in your natal chart. I happen to have this aspect in my own chart. This is very, very painful. This is the love blockage. This is where the Venus person, or inside of your own natal chart, you feel unappreciated. You can feel very insecure. You can feel judged. You can feel abandoned. And the Saturn part feels like they have to work for love. So if this lives inside of you, I have a lot of compassion for you. And I think this is one of the hardest aspects in the whole astrological universe. I think this is just very painful. When I see this in someone's chart, my whole heart is like, oh my God. I just want to give them a hug because I really get it. But the Saturn person usually feels like they're carrying the load. They feel burdened, they feel overwhelmed, and they feel like they cannot express themselves for 1,000 different reasons to the Venus person. And the Venus person usually feels like they have the lower self-esteem and they feel insecure and not good enough. And they feel judged by the Saturn person who comes in as a authority figure or a parent bossing them around, telling them what to do. So this is a really good exercise for you. Go look at your Venus planet See what is squared. What is squared to your Venus? If you are a Taurus, you know that Aquarius and Leo square Taurus. So you got to figure out your squares. Have you guys seen my aspects video? Oh my God. I have a whole aspects playlist. Just do aspects playlist on my channel. And I teach you about oppositions, squares, quincunxes, trines, sextiles, conjunctions. Please, please, please go start to learn aspects. I also have in one of my workshops where I did aspects all day long. You can go to Shop Soul Navigation and you can buy my aspects workshop, and you got to learn aspects. Or in January, just come join us for our foundations course and start learning aspects with us, because there are so many surprising truths. And I want you guys to have all of this inside of you, because it's just so empowering to understand. Here is what is really interesting, the surprising truth of this aspect. If you have a healthy person and if you have a good Mercury, you can usually communicate your upsets and insecurities, and it can actually deepen and grow your love. Now, if you don't work with this aspect, it can create unrequited love. Now, does everybody understand what unrequited love means? I ask that just because not everybody is a native English speaker. I cannot believe how many non-native English speakers listen to my channel. I want to say thank you so much. And this is an English lesson too, because I use big words and big concepts, and you got to figure out what my humor is too. And so it's a big English lesson. But if you don't understand unrequited love, I want you to go look it up, because you need to understand what unrequited love means. It's when one person gives more and the other withholds. And so it's like love that is not reciprocated. It's kind of like when you say to the person, I love you. The Venus person is like, I love you. And the Saturn person says, thank you. Right? It's like, don't think that was the right answer. Okay, this one is really painful, and I think I talked about it in my Pluto playlist, and I want you guys to go watch my Pluto playlist. I have over 2,000 videos. Like, you guys could sit on this channel for decades now. Maybe not, but you could really, get a deep understanding from the YouTube channel. But Sun opposing Pluto is the power struggle spiral down into the abyss of hell, if you will. It is an intensity that burns so hot, and then it just burns it all down. There is obsession, there is control issues, there is manipulation, there is psychological warfare, there is intensity, and there is like, you are under my thumb. The Sun person definitely, sadly, feels dominated. And by the way, what the fuck can dominate the Sun? Like, if I told you right now, go put the Sun out, what? No, you can't dominate the Sun, but Pluto can. Pluto feels exposed and threatening. Now, hold on 1 second, 1 second. This can be so deeply transformational if both people are healed. I have a person in my life who puts their Pluto right smack dab on my Sun, and this person grows me. And this is a very sweet relationship in my life. It's an endearing relationship, and it is an unconditionally loving relationship. But both people are very, very healthy. Oh, I'm healthy and they're healthy. And I am a healthy person. And that's why I want to teach you guys. But Pluto feels threatened and kind of a little bit suspicious and wary. Like, what do you want from me? And kind of naturally threatened by the Sun person, because the Sun exposes the Pluto person. The Pluto person wants to hide in the cocoon. And the Sun goes, why are you hiding in the cocoon? Right? And the Pluto person is like, oh my God, you told my secrets to everyone. Didn't know hiding in the cocoon was telling your secrets. Everybody can see you're hiding in the cocoon. I didn't need to say it out loud. Every single person can see it. Why are you hiding in your cocoon? Why the hell are you talking about it out loud? It's obvious. It's like, I've got blonde hair. You're hiding in a cocoon. Nope. Everybody can see it. Right? That's the Sun. That's the Sun on the Pluto. The Pluto hates that. The Pluto wants you to go up to him and go, you okay? Can I get you a drink? Can I do something for you? That's how subtle the Pluto wants it. But the Sun person's like, what's your problem? You might as well tell everyone what's your problem. Ah, do you have this? Do you have this? I have in my life a person who has Sun conjunct Pluto. That is much easier. This is Sun opposite Pluto. This is Sun opposing Pluto. So Sun conjunct Pluto, really tough too, but more compassion, more understanding, more like equal transformation. Opposition is I don't get you. And so the little act that I just did is Sun opposing Pluto. And the Sun person feels dominated by Pluto, and the Pluto person feels like overexposed. And so it can just melt your soul in a bad way, like melt, like burn like plastic. And the oppositions, the reason why the opposition is harder than the conjunction, I mean, the conjunction is intense, but it does transform. The opposition brings out the shadow sides really, really fast. And so my shadow, the Sun, and your shadow, Pluto in opposition is fighting it out. And so you can really be coming from each person's downfall in life. And you can really, like the Sun person does not go down easily because they're ego. And the Pluto person, they would be annihilated before they're being taken out. And so you have kind of the standoff. You have a standoff. You have two people with a rifle pointed at each other's head. And who's going to lose, Pluto or the Sun? That I do not know. It depends on the Sun. It depends on the Venus. It depends on your negotiating skills, Mercury. So if you've got Pluto Sun opposition with a person, pray God, pray to God. You have a decent Venus. You have a decent Mercury. Here's what I have to tell you. Here's what I have to tell you. You've got to look at other aspects in your chart. Like I have some tough aspects with my husband, but I have so many glorious aspects, so many positive, glorious aspects. My moon is on his Jupiter. His moon is on my Jupiter. His moon is on my ascendant. My moon is on his ascendant. Our suns are in total harmony, right? That it creates a larger ricochet, a larger echo chamber than the hard aspects. So you have to count up your aspects. You have to look at the totality of your chart. Are you guys with me? Do you guys get it? Let's say it all together. We are not doing sun sign astrology anymore. No, no, no. You're on my channel. You are beyond that. You're not doing a Virgo with a Pisces. No, you're so deep in it with me now. 2,000 videos later, you're in it with me now. But Pluto opposing the Sun, watch, if you have that, please, please watch my entire Pluto playlist. That was a very tough playlist for me to do. I don't know what it is about me. It might be just because Jupiter is so damn big in my chart and that's Pisces ruler. But when I do a lot of these videos, I don't know, I download the energy of the thing, of the aspect, of the sign, of the planet that I'm actually talking about. And when I did that Pluto playlist, that gutted me. I couldn't even get past sun aspects. I wanted to do Pluto moon, Pluto Mercury, Pluto. And I couldn't do it anymore. But, you know, I'm mutable. And so I went on to another thing that was a little bit lighter, and maybe I'll return to it. I want to know if you guys want more Pluto information. You know, a lot of people are like, Meredith, I want to hear the good stuff. You dwell on the bad stuff. No, I don't want to dwell on the bad stuff. I don't want to. So tell me what other videos you would like from me. So I think moon opposing Saturn is the next really hard aspect. I mean, the moon cries and Saturn scoffs. Why you crying? Wipe those tears off. Was anybody here raised by a baby boomer or a Gen Xer? And if you are a Gen Xer and if you are a baby boomer, I want you to think about that. I mean, you know, there's that song, Big Boys Don't Cry, Big Boys Don't Cry. Somebody tell me the name of the artist who sang that. That song was such a huge hit when I was 9 years old. I'm a Gen Xer and I was raised by boomers. And I mean, and I don't cry very easily. And I didn't have anybody who really wanted to indulge my tears if I did. So I kind of learned to be tough. I do cry, but it's usually very private and it is in front of very few people. Like if you see me crying, oh my God, please come give me a hug. Help me stand up because it is a rare moment. But moon opposing Saturn, I don't even know if I could do it. I really don't know if I could do it. That Saturn is so cold to the moon. The moon wants connectivity, a hug. I mean, I almost feel like crying just talking about it. I don't even have this aspect. And I probably wouldn't be involved with somebody who I do have this aspect with because I am too sensitive. Saturn wants you to have emotional discipline, like get your act together. Like you're an Olympian. Do you know who you are? You need to get down this mountain. You need to run this mile. Do you know who you are? There's no room for your tears. You can't see to run the mile if you're crying, right? Quit crying. Yeah, and I think Gen X parents were like myself, although I have to say, I didn't raise my kid in a Gen X style because I had my kid so late. My kid's not even a millennial. My kid's a Gen Zer. That's how late. I mean, I skipped a whole generation. And so I really raised my kid as a Gen Zer. Like, you're crying. Oh my God. What can we do? Right. Probably not good also, but maybe good. She says it was. She is so cute. She just gave me a birthday card that was like a paragraph of like all the blessings that I gave her in life. And I said to her, and she painted it. She painted the card. She's a little artist. It was so sweet. And that's all a mom wants. I want to tell you guys, if you are kids and you have a mom out there still, let me tell you what your mom wants for her birthday. She wants you to make a handmade card with a paragraph, not a sentence. I got a paragraph of everything she did right in the world for you. Like, oh my God. Don't buy her slippers. Don't buy her a bathrobe. Give a paragraph of what she did right and what she gave you and why the virtues in you or what virtues in you come from her. It's all she wants. She just wants to know, you did good, Mom. You did good. And so give that to your mom for her birthday or for, I don't know, Christmas. It means the world. I don't need a new spatula. I don't need a new piece of china. I don't need new earrings or eyeliner or a new outfit or shoes. I don't need any of that. I need heart connection. And so that's what is really painful about moon opposing Saturn. Saturn wants to be right. Saturn wants to dominate. Saturn wants you to be emotionally disciplined. Saturn doesn't want to be burdened by your tears, your emotions, your out of bounds feelings, right? And so oftentimes the moon person is a child to the Saturn person. And this is heavy, karmic, sticky energy. And it is painful. So if you have Saturn opposing your moon and you're involved with a person that you love, dear God, please tell me if you're the Saturn person or if you're the moon person. And if you are the Saturn person, please, 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 please listen to me. Please have compassion, more compassion than you already have. I don't care if they're immature. I don't care if they're childlike. I don't care if they're crying all the time. Have compassion. You're not reaching them. You're probably not the best person to reach them. Get a proxy. Do your emotions via proxy until you can melt a little bit and then re-enter. So please leave a story. Anybody who has this aspect, please leave a story so other people can understand. I want to know who's choosing to be involved with moon opposing Saturn. Like who? And maybe you have other really good aspects. Let's hope so. Okay, let me tell you, Mars Venus aspects are interesting because yes, they can be combative, but I think the opposition again is the hardest because there's a push-pull. And it sounds like really super sexy and all that, but the Mars opposing Venus is really complicated, and I think it's more difficult than even the square. So this Mars wants intensity and Venus wants this tenderness. It's again like that Venus Saturn. And it's like Mars will push and Venus will pull, or vice versa. Mars will pull away and Venus will push or move forward. And so it's almost like an I love you, I hate you, I love you, I hate you. It's emotional whiplash. It's emotional, physical frustration, to be honest. It's where passion and frustration just combust. And Mars opposing Venus, it's like, you do not get the feminine in me. I do not get the masculine in you. I don't get you. I don't get you. I don't get you. I don't get you. Like, why don't you value me? Why are you objectifying me? Or why are you steamrolling me? Or why are you not hearing me? Or why do my desires not count? Right? The Venus person is definitely dominated by the Mars combativeness, assertion, assertiveness. Like, if you have your Venus opposing someone's Mars, they are going to steamroll you. So where is your Venus? Figure out where your Venus is and what is the opposition of that. And if somebody puts their Mars in that opposite sign, brace yourself, brace yourself. And if you are the Mars person, you're probably going to feel shitty about yourself, because it's kind of like hurting a bunny rabbit. Like, who wants to do that? The Venus person is the bunny rabbit. The Venus person is the butterfly. The Venus person is the muse. Okay, one of the things that I think is underestimated in astrology is the power of Mercury. And I also have a Mercury playlist that you should watch, because if you think about it, the only way you can know me is by the way I communicate with you. Like, I don't even have to have a voice to be able to do it, but my energy, my mind, my thoughts, and the way that I literally articulate my words and put them out there for you. And if you don't like it, or if my words are off-putting, or they're incomprehensible, or my style of communication just sucks, I'm misunderstood, right? I'm open to being disliked. The power of Mercury is so huge. And really, what's interesting is the only thing we really focus on is Mercury in retrograde. And so I invite you to go watch my Mercury playlist, because I talk about communication style, like what goes through the brain and filters and makes a person speak the way they speak. Why am I talking to you the way I'm talking to you? It's conditioning and programming, things that I learned and things that I was taught, and the way in which I was taught to express myself. Sometimes I go over to other people's houses and I'm like, I can't even believe that they were not taught manners, like just how to be kind, just how to like open the door and go, hey, like, hi, like, welcome. Like, hey, what's up? And you don't feel wanted or welcomed. It's like, wow, they weren't even taught how to say hello or how are you, right? And then I traveled in April to the South in the United States, to South Carolina, which is very Southern, very South. And I lived in Augusta, Georgia, though, for 3 years. So I've been to the South numerous times, but I got quickly reminded when I went to the South, and manners and communication styles are so hugely important there. Not quite as important on the West Coast as they are in the South, and definitely not as important in the East Coast, Northern East Coast. But in the South, oh my God, stop, pause, eye contact, shake a hand, hug, hello, how are you, ma'am? What can I do? Like slow hellos. And here I'm on the northern West Coast. So the northern coast of anything, quick and fast, and no time to pause, no stop, deep talk. Hey, how you doing? Go. Right? So when Mercury squares Mars, it's like there is no time for politeness. It's direct, it's fast, it's quick, it's harsh. It is kind of boom, boom, boom. And what happens when you have this in Synastry, if the people are not healthy, you can be misunderstood and combative real fast. And it can be a lashing out, and it can actually affect your nervous system. So if you're talking to somebody and they are just like shooting pellets at you, boom, 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 boom. What are you saying? What are you meaning? What do you say? And you don't even have time to think or respond. You're in a Mercury square Mars aspect. And look at these things. Hey, you guys, look at these things. Listen to me channeling the energy, right? Like, hey. Yo, Joey, look at these things. I'm telling you straight up. I want you to know this. I want you to know that when this is happening by transit, boom, boom, it's going to be a combative time. Yeah. Joey, right? Like, I want you to know, like, you don't want to give a speech when Mercury is squaring Mars by transit And you being involved with a person whose Mars squares your Mercury is like, wow, these people are going to challenge me all the time. And I don't want to be challenged all the time. I think I told you guys this. Like, I was dating this Virgo guy, and I would tell these colorful, funny stories all the time, like I do. I haven't changed my style at all. And I'm like, oh my God, Mom, we were in an elevator. I was telling a story. Mom, we were in an elevator and it was packed. There were like 100 people in the elevator. And my Virgo boyfriend was like, Meredith, there were not 100 people in the elevator. There was like 6. I go, no, there was way more than 6. It was like 100. He's like, okay, really? Do you know the weight system? Do you know how the weight system works in an elevator? Do you know how many pounds 100 people are in an elevator? And I'm like, okay, now my funny joke is like dead and gone. And I don't even want to tell my joke. And I was just joking about how we were packed in as sardines. And I was going to tell this funny joke about this packed elevator. And now you're in the factual weight of 100 people. It definitely was not 6. I know it wasn't 100. I'm saying that because that was the feeling, the metaphoric feeling. It's called color. And he's like, no, that's called line. What? Okay, first of all, I didn't expect my mom to really believe that there's 100 people in the elevator. This is Mars. This is this aspect. This is Mars square Mercury. This is combative. This is just Mars, the a-hole, wants to put Mercury in its place. And if you are an imaginative Mercury, a colorful Mercury, an allegorical Mercury, this Mars will get you. So you need to make sure that you're with a Mars in your chart that understands your humor, your expression, the way your mind processes information and delivers it. Of course, there were not 100 people in the elevator. I wasn't trying to be factual. I was trying to actually be fucking funny. And he's like, well, it's not funny if you're lying. Can you shut up? Can you shut up? That is this aspect, okay? I mean, this aspect actually affects the nervous system. It's just like mentally, emotionally, psychologically draining. It's like, oh my God, shut up. And it goes both ways, right? Because the Mercury is square to the Mars. And so the Mercury gets combative because it has to stand up to the Mars. So it puffs up and it escalates and it's just, whoa. Anyways, pray that you guys are really healthy, and both of you have to be healthy, because if one of you is healthy, dun, 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 and the other is not, it's going to tempt the healthy person to play at the level of the unhealthy because it's Mercury and it's impetuous and impulsive and quick. And Mars is just boom, they'll just pop you. So now you have to yell louder than they're yelling, and then you have to yell, and then they yell, and then blah, 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 and you misunderstood me. And so now I have to talk bigger and stronger, and I have to puff my Mercury up to meet your Mars. I hope your children are not listening. Anyways, that's that aspect. I'm glad I can role play these aspects for you. Okay, the next one. It's really painful. And this one will make us cry. It's when the moon squares Pluto. It is so bad. The attraction that you have is equal to the fear that you have with this person. And the moon person is so vulnerable and so exposed. Please, you guys, will you all leave a comment on what aspect you have? And if you are a super supporter or a superstar supporter, I try my very best to answer your questions. I answer my members' questions first. I can't get to all of them, but I try my very, very best. And I want to say, please join the channel. You get my behind the scenes videos, you get my comments, and when I can, I choose your charts to read in my lives. And most of all, it puts 10 cents in my pocket every single day. It's not a ton, but if you just join the channel just to support us, just to help us continue this great work, it means the world to not only me, but to this whole entire community. Like, you lift up this community when you join. And that's actually it's a gift. It is such a genuine gift, and I'm so grateful. So please become a super supporter for just $2.99 a month, or you can join at the higher level at $19.99, and you get all different kinds of perks. So you can write to us at teamsoulnavigation.com. And on your third month, you get your entire year's forecast and you get your gorgeous natal chart if you join at that higher level. Anyways, let's keep talking. Moon square Pluto. The Pluto person feels really emotionally threatened. They do. And in this relationship, if both people are unhealthy or one person's unhealthy, it's going to create drama, jealousy, intensity, and shadow work. Let me tell you, I just saw on TikTok, this woman catfished her husband who was on Tinder. And she set up this whole fake profile. And he flew to Paris to meet his dream girl, who was actually his wife catfishing him. And he opened up the door to the Airbnb to expect his hot girlfriend, his hot Tinder date girlfriend, and he's married, and it was his wife. And the wife was like, "You cheated on me." She drained his bank account. She exposed him on the internet, and she told him he was a loser and a jerk. And this is her entire video profile. And she met him in Paris, and she made him spend a ticket to Paris, and she got the Airbnb, and yeah, it was bad. This is that aspect. And she's the moon person, and he's the Pluto person. He's the cheater. He's in the shadow. And you see her videotaping him, and he gaslights her about how she's the crazy person, how she deserved this. And she's the moon person who's exposing the Pluto person. She's not better than him. She's an emotional train wreck, and she has him in an emotional vice grip, and she spent all his money. And she's taking pleasure, glee, and joy in exposing his crimes and spending his money in Paris. This is that aspect. This is when the shadow work gets exposed, the shadow side gets exposed, where jealousy gets exposed, drama gets exposed, and where the emotional pain and suffering is just heinous, like god awful. It's just trauma bonds, and it's obsession, addiction, and destruction when it's not healthy. It's horrible. It's I love you, I hate you, leave me, go away, come back, stay close, get the fuck away. And, you know, when they were in Paris and he opened up the door, you guys can watch it on TikTok. I don't know what her handle is, but he came back 2 days later and he was begging for forgiveness. Like, please take me back. Please take me back. And she was like, hell no, I'm done with you. And by the way, I spent all your money. She didn't work. He did. Bad, bad. Okay. So I think that one of the most difficult, well, that last one it's really brutal. I didn't give it enough time, but oh my gosh, I think one of the most difficult aspects of all time. So look for this in transit. Like, we've had this in transit together collectively. We've seen kind of the aftershocks of it, but it's Mars square Saturn. Dun, dun, dun. And do you have this in your own natal chart? It does matter if you have this in your own natal chart, because these are the wars that are going on internally with you. But it really does matter if you've got this in Synastry. So if your father or your parents were mean to you, if your siblings were mean to you, if you had a violent lover, you know, this is rough. It's frustration incarnate. And the Mars person wants to change things, wants movement, wants action, wants to take action. And Saturn just is like a cold stone, a cold water. They put up blocks, they deny, they criticize, they just are like stubbornly not budging. Nope. And it's the cosmic equivalent of trying to run while someone is sitting on top of you. It's a vice grip. And Saturn has you in the vice grip. And Mars is just trying to talk, speak, act out, get out of your, hostage situation. And the Mars person feels captured. Mars and Saturn is probably going to win, but Mars is sneaky. Mars is like the the cat that can get out of a small open window, or a mouse, even better, a mouse that can get out of a crack. And this is emotional, or I should actually say just relationship burnout. This kills the sexual libido. Saturn kills the sexual libido for the Mars person. Like, they could make fun of the person. They could be like, why don't you want to have a threesome, you boring person? Why are you not more well endowed? Why are you not more easy to please? Why are you, the Saturn person puts the Mars person down, and the Mars person can believe it for a moment, especially if they're in one of the more feminine signs like Libra, Venus, Scorpio. They can actually believe it. And the Saturn person can be cruel and can even feel like you're not even worth being with. You're boring. Like, the Saturn person has a lot of rules and regulations, dominance, and has the Mars person under their thumb until they do. And then Mars comes out just ready to burn down the barn, and it kills enthusiasm. Mars feels rejected. And Saturn is so irritated with Mars's immaturity and uncooperative spirit. Like, Mars is rebelling, and Saturn wants them to come home and obey according to my rules, my desires, my way. Do what I say. So it's extraordinarily painful. And if you have this in your own chart, you probably beat your own self up. And so I want to know, you guys, I want you to look at three things. Look at your synastry, look at your natal chart, look at your progress chart. Now, when you do that, you can buy the Lovers package for your synastry. You can buy your progressed package. It's called the Advanced Astro Gold package for your progress chart to see if you have these aspects, or Mars square Saturn. And then I want you to look at your own natal chart. And you can get your gorgeous natal chart too. I want you to learn deeper astrology, because these aspects mean more than I'm a Pisces, right? So I'm going to give you a couple other really hard ones. I'm not going to go into the description because the video is already really too long, but Saturn square the sun, really hard. The Saturn part of you squashes your ego, your sense of self. The Saturn hurts the sun person. Venus opposing Neptune. There is delusion. There is fantasy, crash out, burnouts. There is projection. Mars squaring the moon. There's emotional aches, pains, hurts, volatility, aggression. Mars is going to emotionally beat up the moon person. You're going to get squashed. Moon opposing Mercury. It's like that emotional person squashing your feelings. Like, your logical, sensical way is going to tell the moon person they're irrational, and you're being dramatic, and you're being I'm too big for my own chair. And Pluto square Venus is really painful, because the Pluto person will make the Venus person become obsessed and insecure. And it is painful. It is painful. Like, you'll be involved with a person who's obsessed with you, but they might be obsessed with you because they can control you, and it's like, wow. I hope this helps you understand why the relationships in your past went awry, why it was a battlefield. I want you to understand real astrology, the astrology that explains your soul patterns, your attractions, your karma. And that's also why I really hope you're going to come learn with me at the Athena Academy of Astrology, where wisdom meets destiny. Yeah. And in my academy, you're going to learn all about synastry and composite charts and karmic relationships and soul contracts and love signatures and compatibility formulas. And those are the later classes. The first classes are just foundational and super ABC, but you're going to learn how to read the charts fluently and, if you want to, professionally. And it's going to be intimate and deep and transformative. And you can learn with me live from anywhere in the world. And if you miss a class, who cares? Who cares if you come to class or don't come to class? You can come and be with me, and there's no penalty if you don't. And you can watch the replay the next day, and you get the link for life. And if you're ready to purchase the whole entire course. After 10 courses, you get certified with me and you get $250 off. So if you're ready to understand your relationships at a soul level, if you're ready to unlock the destiny written in your birth chart, come learn with me. The doors are open. Your soul is calling and your chart has so much more to tell you. I cannot wait to see you in class. January 11th, we start. But if you miss that date, you can cherry pick and you can join us all the way throughout the whole year. Just go to soulnavigation.com and click on the Athena Academy of Astrology and pick up wherever you are at. I cannot wait. From my house here in Seattle to wherever you are at in the world, I wish you the very, very best. Take good care.